few seconds of the race.
Yo, he was just on demon time, bro. Hey there, guys. Today we're gonna check out another UMA MUSUME lore. This one is called King Halo, the Golden Generations Underdog. This one is made by YALL, and yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Throughout history, kings are created in all sorts of ways.
Ooh.
Some forcefully take the crown with brute strength, while others use their cunning intellect. Some kings
Also,
are chosen.
is this normal? I think this is the first time I'm seeing this. I know it kind of looks like a neck pillow, but it's very interesting.
Some kings are simply born into it. On April 28th, 1995, a foal with an exceptional pedigree was born at Kyowa Farm, Hokkaido, and given the name of Asaka Halo. The name is a combination of the foal's owner, Yoshio Asakawa, and the foal's mother, Goodbye Halo. Goodbye Halo was a famous American mare with 10 graded wins, and 7 of them were G1 races.
Bro.
Not only that, but she was the daughter of another American racehorse, Halo, which makes her the half-sister of Sunday Silence. Although Halo himself was far from a star racer, he became a leading sire due to his offspring being regarded as legendary parents in Japan.
God damn, brother. Okay, that is actually kind of insane.
It's safe to say that without Halo, Japanese horse racing would be completely unrecognizable. Asaka Halo's prestigious pedigree didn't stop there. The father, Dancing Brave, was an American-bred, British-trained racehorse with 8 wins out of 10 races, 4 of which were G1, and one of them being the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, or more commonly referred to as the Arc. The Arc is a 2,400-meter turf race that is considered as one of the highest-ranked G1 races in the world.
It's one of the most prestigious out there.
Earned him the title of the strongest horse in Europe during the 1980s. Additionally, Dancing Brave is the grandson of Northern Dancer, the famous Canadian racehorse with 14 wins out
Canada
of 18
boy,
races,
let's go.
has never finished below third. If we look even further back, Northern Dancer is the grandson of Nirko and Native Dancer. Nirko was an undefeated Italian horse with 14 wins during the late 1930s, while Native Dancer is an American racehorse with 21 wins out of 22 races. His one loss was a second-place finish at the Kentucky Derby during the 1950s.
Jeez, bro was cooking back then.
Halo's pedigree is undeniably incredible at almost every generation. If Seiyun Sky's unremarkable lineage was considered as commoner status, then the bloodline of Asaka Halo can only be described as the blood of nobility and kings.
Really?
The owner, Asakawa, had such high expectations for this horse that he decided to change Asaka Halo's name by foregoing the title attributed to his family name. According to JRA regulations, registered horses are allowed one name change as long as they have not yet raced. After staring deeply at Asaka Halo, he said, "Become the best among the children of the Halo lineage." From that moment on, the horse's name was permanently changed to King Halo. Yoshio Asakawa was a reclusive and hands-off owner. He delegated everything to trainer Masahiro Sakaguchi, who had just completed Mayano Top Gun's racing career and would go on to be Durandal's trainer in 2003. Initially, Sakaguchi planned on having Yutaka Take be King Halo's rider for their debut race, but Take was extremely popular at the time and refused
I've said this, I think in my past UMA lore video, but dog, Yutaka Take and Sunday Silence, they're all like in almost all the videos, man. They're all like in almost all the videos.
Fukunaga, who was barely in his second year as a jockey, happened to be visiting the stable when Sakaguchi received Take's call. Immediately after being rejected, Sakaguchi turned to Yuichi and asked if he would like to be on the saddle instead. Yuichi eagerly accepted. Yuichi Fukunaga was the son of famous genius jockey Yoichi Fukunaga, who rode during the 1960s until 1979, when he was involved in a catastrophic horse racing accident.
Oh, yeah, dude, that one.
Another competitor, Hiromi Saito, fell off his horse while on the inside track and rolled towards the outer lanes. Even though Yoichi tried to avoid it, his horse's legs still came into contact with Saito, causing Yoichi to fall off his horse, slammed his head into the ground, and immediately rendered him unconscious. What was supposed to be a typical day at the racetrack turned into a horrific sight in a matter of seconds that resulted in Yoichi biting off more than 2/3 of his tongue, fractured his skull, and suffered severe brain damage. Yoichi would eventually make a recovery, but it would take almost 6 years before he was able to get on a horse again. And
but damn, man, that is so freaking brutal, bro.
1 years before he ever appeared in public, despite his father's accident. and his mother's overprotective objections, Yuichi still chose to become a jockey and dropped out of high school to do so.
I
Using his
mean, you kind of gotta do what's in your best interest sometimes, cause like it's your life in a way.
father's reputation and connections, Yuichi was granted many riding opportunities and became the first rookie since Yutaka Take to achieve 50 wins in their first year.
Also, is
It's
that
most
Cesario?
likely for these reasons that Sakaguchi was so comfortable suddenly asking Yuichi to be King Halo's rider. In addition, when King
Okay.
Halo's mother brazenly objects to her daughter being a racer in the game, it is indistinguishable from Yuichi's mother. Furthermore, King Halo refers to her mother as world class and self-proclaims herself as a first-rate UMA MUSUME to pay tribute to the
Kind of
amazing
cute.
pedigree of the real King Halo and showcase the early public opinion of the horse.
Ooh,
However,
okay.
as we'll soon find out, a strong pedigree isn't always a blessing. Everyone had great expectations for both King Halo and Yuichi because of their familial ties. When the pair ran in King Halo's debut race and won, the overall consensus was, of course they won. It's only natural from their blood. The sentiment was the same when King Halo won his second race. Even when they ran in the Tokyo Junior Sports Cup and won with a new course record, people criticized it was all because of their natural born talent.
Nah, dog, like sometimes it ain't even about that. It's about the work that the jockey and the actual horse actually like puts in. Like, I guess the pedigree does also have something to do with it, but at the same time, it's them doing the work, bro. It's them doing the work.
Praise for having won their first graded race together, both King Halo and Yuichi encountered envy and disregard.
Fuckers hate us because they ain't.
Although he had not lost a single race
not
since
that
his
scene,
debut,
bro.
King Halo could not win the hearts of horse racing fans, but he was voted as the most likely to win in upcoming races. His last race in 1997 would be at the G3 Hopeful Stakes, where he came in second place and lost to Lord Axe due to his path being blocked. The Almighty King has been dethroned. After a 3-month break, King Halo returned to the track in the new year and would race against the strongest opponents of his early career at the Yayoi Show. At the time, King Halo had the most wins and races completed compared to Special Week and Seiyun Sky, so he was the natural favorite of the day. King Halo was a little slow leaving the gate, but that's inconsequential as Yuichi preferred to ride within the middle position. He remained there up until the last corner and began to accelerate towards the front as they left the turn. As everyone desperately tried to catch up to
Seiyun Sky and freaking Special Week are kind of cracked as well, man.
Wasn't going to happen. Instead of a battle between his rivals, King Halo was fighting against Snow Bomber for third place. He barely managed to scrape by and finished a head's length before Snow Bomber.
Damn, bro.
His spot in the Satsuki Show. In the first race for the Classic Triple Crown, King
dude,
Halo's
that shit is so close.
From first down to third place. Between the big three, King Halo was now considered as the weakest one. At the start of the Satsuki Show, King Halo was quick leaving the gate and claimed the second position momentarily. As everyone entered the middle leg, he pulled back to 5th place and held his position within the top 5 racers until about 200 meters before the final corner.
Let's take a look at his spot here, cause like it's not super bad, cause like, bro, I'd say like the not so good position over here would be like over here or over here, because you get stuck in this area, getting blocked by all these other horses.
And lined up with the lead horse, Seiyun Sky, and continued accelerating as they entered the home stretch.
Damn, bro.
As everyone raced for the finish, King Halo was slowly gaining ground on
Yep, she was
Sky,
second. Yep.
But the finish line was too close. He could not make it in time.
Damn.
He finished half a length behind Seiyun Sky and ended up in second. After the race, Yuichi Fukunaga said he didn't mind their second place finish, as this was his first race in the classics and it was an overall good performance.
Really?
A month and a half later, King Halo and Yuichi entered the Japanese Derby on June 7th, 1998. Like with a game of musical chairs, King Halo's popularity shifted once again, and he was voted as the second most popular horse to win. Expectations were extremely high, and all eyes were locked on King Halo and Yuichi. There were talks about how if Yuichi won the Derby, he would set the record for being the youngest Derby winner in Japanese history. He had already proven himself as a competent jockey during his first year,
he's definitely up there for that.
Horse with a phenomenal pedigree. How could the son of genius jockey Yoichi possibly lose? Everyone was excitedly waiting for the race to start. Everyone except Yuichi. He was already nervous as this was his first Derby race, but now with the added pressure from the media and the ramblings of the fans, he started feeling sick.
Yeah, I bet that can get so much into your head, man.
His pale, sweaty face, but he brushed it off as just a cold. When the gates opened, Yuichi blasted off at full speed. Rather than running in the middle
Damn.
like he planned, he unintentionally claimed the lead with an incredibly fast pace. When they
Okay.
entered the middle leg, rather than taking a breath to calm down and reevaluate, Yuichi kept commanding King Halo to run in the lead position and did not slow down. Maybe it was the stress
Okay,
from
like
having saved
at this point, I'm literally just hoping that he doesn't push King Halo too far to the point that like an injury occurs. Because like mostly when this thing happened or happens, those are like this is like what causes injuries for a good amount of horses.
Yoon Sky right behind him the entire time that caused him to refuse yielding the front position.
Ooh, okay.
Eventually, Seiyun Sky passed King Halo during the final corner.
Oh,
When everyone
that's
began
rough,
making their
man.
final spurt for the finish, King Halo was doing the exact opposite.
And for his special
All his
week at the
energy was
background, just
already spent in
hunting
the
that.
first 2 minutes of the race. He had
Ooh,
nothing
damn.
left to give. There were 300 long meters remaining when King Halo began to decelerate. By the time he finally crossed the goal,
That is
12 other horses
rough,
passed
man.
him. The exhausted King Halo finished in 14th place. Yuichi and King
Damn,
Halo
that is
were
rough.
unable to live up to everyone's expectations. It's reported that after the race, Sakaguchi did not say a single word to Yuichi. He simply took King Halo back to the stable. As you can
Really?
expect, the media had a field day regarding Yuichi's performance. Horse
I
racing
mean,
newspapers
that's the
criticized
media
Yuichi
for
so
you.
much that he was mentally traumatized by this failure. Later in life, Yuichi would go on to say that this was his biggest regret of his racing career and used it as a
Damn,
learning
man.
experience moving forward. After the humiliating defeat in the Japanese Derby,
Like, bro, this is one of the like downsides to like social media. Like, if you get so high up in the pedestal and you end up like letting everybody that's like looking up at you down, they're just gonna have a fucking field day, man.
Yuichi was temporarily replaced by Yukio Okabe so he could mentally recover. Okabe-san was a veteran jockey and known for being
Ooh.
Symboli Rudolph's sole rider,
Ooh, okay,
as well as being
okay,
on the
yo,
saddle for
oh
other
my
successful
gosh.
horses like Biwa Hayahide, Taiki Shuttle, and Tokai Tail. He rode King Halo in the
Damn.
Kobe Shinbun Cup during September, but came in 3rd place despite being the favorite to win. After the race, Okabe criticized the staff at Sakaguchi's stable and questioned whether they were training the horse properly because of its poor performance. The assistant trainer,
Really?
Kazuyuki Tokioka, asserted that King Halo was vulnerable to the hot weather. During the summer months, King Halo was so weak that he could not even graze properly and spent most
Really?
of his time hiding from the sun in his stable. Some fans speculate that his heat weakness contributed to his loss in the Tokyo Yushun. Yuichi Fukunaga would return to the saddle a month
And
later
like for
on
him
October
to catch
18,
all of
1998.
this
The team did not
is
want to be
actually
idle
kind
for
of
2
insane.
months and decided to enter the Kyoto Shinbun Cup as well. King Halo maintained a good position for most of the race and even
Yo,
took the lead
special
upon
week is
entering the final
literally
corner.
just
He
oh my
ran neck and
god,
neck with
yo,
Special
she
Week
is
down the
a
final straight.
hunter,
King
bro.
Halo was leading by the tip of a nose up until the very last few meters, but Special Week won at the last
Damn.
possible moment. Less than a month later, it was time for the last race
I
of the
mean,
Classic
she is
Triple
called the
Crown.
commander,
King
bro.
Halo
So
landed a
she
good start at the
she
beginning
kind
of
of
the Ika
cried.
show and settled around 5th place with Special Week a few places behind and Seiyun Sky leading the pack. Even though
Oh,
Seiyun
interesting.
Sky had a significant lead, everyone remained calm and held their positions during the middle leg. The group began moving up as they approached the final corner with 600 meters remaining. King Halo
Jeez,
had
bro.
great positioning as he hugged the inside rail and accelerated out of the corner. Seiyun Sky was the first horse to cross the goal, and the
Oh
next
my
4 horses,
gosh.
including King Halo, were
Yo,
tightly
that
packed
length
together
is
as they
actually
ran
kind
to
of
the finish line.
wild, man.
Unfortunately, King Halo was the last to cross and came in 5th place.
Oh,
With
that's
this
rough.
loss, he was unable to obtain a single crown during the classics. When it was time for fans to vote in the Arima Kinen, King Halo was somehow voted into 10th place, even though his performance was subpar. When the race began,
mean, in a
King Halo
way, it
started
was
in the
good
outer
still,
lanes,
bro.
And although he had a decent start, he quickly dropped to the very back of the pack. He remained within the last 3 positions for most of the race. Only when everyone started approaching the home stretch did King Halo begin to accelerate through the final corner. He still had 12 opponents to overtake when he arrived at the 200-meter remaining mark. As King Halo ran with all his might, he watched his opponents cross the finish line one by one. Although he
Damn,
was able
man.
to pass a significant number of racers, King Halo only made it to 6th place. He did
Really?
not win a single race during the year of
I mean, considering who
1998.
she was up
In the new
against,
year,
it
Yuichi
was still
Fukunaga
actually
would be replaced
sort
by
of
Yoshiomi
decent.
Shibata for most of King Halo's remaining career. Shibata-san was a more experienced rider and has been on the saddle for the following UMA MUSUME, Yaminin Zephyr, Machikane
Ooh.
Tanhoiza, and eventually Nakayama Festa in 2010. Given their poor performance from the
Nakayama
previous
Festa.
year, the team
Yo.
decided to have their first race of 1999 be at the Tokyo Shinbun Cup, where he easily won
Ooh.
against older horses by 2 lengths. Finally, after 8 consecutive losses, King Halo was able to claim victory.
Damn, yo,
albeit it
she
was
is
in a G3
wild,
race.
bro. She
The next
fast as
logical
fuck.
step was to compete in the G2 Nakayama Kinen a month later. King Halo patiently ran within the 3rd position, even though the front horse had a 5-length lead.
Yeah,
He
dude,
managed to
that
close
in
the
a way is
distance
kind
after
of
leaving the
tough
final
to catch
corner
up to.
and overtook the lead horse with 100 meters remaining. King Halo finished in
All
first
right.
place over a full length ahead of the next horse. With a new boost of
Damn, yo,
confidence from winning 2 mile
she
graded
is
races,
locked
the team entered
in.
King Halo into the G1 Yasuda Kinen on June 13. Initially, he showed a strong performance leaving the gate and ran among the top 3 horses until after the last corner. Unfortunately, his opponents started passing him one by one as
Oh,
everyone
damn,
dashed
bro.
towards the finish. The summer season had just
Oh,
started,
okay,
so I'm
Grass
assuming
Wonder
the
Cat
heat
is
must be
here
draining
too.
his stamina because King Halo fell all the way back and finished at 11th place.
Hmm,
Afterwards, he
that's
entered the Takarazuka
really,
Kinen as the
really
5th favorite to win.
interesting.
Similar to the Arima Kinen, entry to compete is decided by the fan vote. In contrast to the beginning of his career, the sentiment towards King Halo was shifting. He was no longer seen as the unpopular elite thoroughbred. Instead, horse racing fans began to open their hearts to the underdog of a golden generation. They found to love his perseverance after suffering a year-long losing streak. The
Yeah, because
fans
like
knew
at the beginning of her career, she was seen as this high pedigree like horse that could win any race. And then the moment that like she kind of, I wouldn't say fell off, but like she started like losing a good amount, that's when people kind of like started taking notes. And then now they're kind of
he has
like
the
back
potential to win, as
on
proven by
being
his
her
back-to-back
fans.
victories at the Tokyo Shinbun Cup and the Nakayama Kinen. They hope to witness King Halo win his first G1 race. Unfortunately, his opponents were too strong, and the middle of July
Brother,
is known to be
really? This is who she was up against.
the
Oh my
hottest time
gosh.
of the
Yeah,
year.
that is gonna be a
Despite
rough one,
maintaining a
bro.
good position towards the front, King Halo ran out of stamina and finished in 8th place. Sakaguchi was determined to have King Halo win a G1. In his heart, he knew King Halo has the body
Let's
and
go with the
capability
freaking
to
Goku
achieve
edits,
a
boy.
G1 victory.
Let's go.
He continued entering King Halo into various G1 races throughout the year, which the press highly criticized him for. The team
Really?
suffered a 7th place defeat in the Fall Tenno show. During the winter months, King Halo's performance was better, but he still could not win and lost in the mile
Yeah, I feel like
championship
she
and
just
sprinter
prefers
stakes
like
by finishing
colder
in 2nd and
climates.
3rd place, respectively. His losing streak continued in the next year at the February stakes, despite being the favorite to win. Everyone believed that this was his chance to shine since his mother, Goodbye Halo, was a dirt specialist, as all 7
Really?
of her G1
Okay,
victories
okay.
were on dirt courses. However, during the race, King Halo ran in the back the entire time and finished in 13th
Yo,
place.
Loki, I feel like Haru Urara would demolish this race.
The
Just saying it
staff
out there.
believed
Just
his
saying it
poor
out there.
performance was due to all the dirt splashing onto him. They claimed that King Halo was a very picky horse and frequently lost the will to run if something displeased him.
Oh, that's
He
so
hated the
cute.
heat, rough terrain conditions, sand hitting his face, and the pressure of everyone chasing after him. The king will accept nothing less than perfect running conditions.
Okay.
People assumed he inherited his bad attitude from his maternal grandfather, Halo. Sunday Silence was known to have a bad temper, but it was nowhere near as bad as Halo's. He would
Dog.
bite people so much that he was forced to wear a muzzle.
Yo,
When Halo's
not the freaking gobby scene, man.
owner bought him, he came wearing a muzzle, but they foolishly decided to take it off. Everything was fine for a while, but one day, while out in the field,
Nice.
Halo bit the stud groom, Randy Mitchell, in the stomach, picked him up, and thrashed him about like a rag doll. Even after Randy fell to the ground, Halo got on
Damn.
his knees, climbed on top of him, and continued biting him in the stomach like a deranged zombie. Another person had to
Bro,
punch
okay,
Halo
that is
in the
kind of
head before
wild,
he
bro.
finally stopped. Randy's stomach was black and blue for a month with
Yeah, no
multiple
shit.
stitches. After returning Halo back to
Oh,
the stable,
bro. Why is Taco P's original sin here, bro? Like literally, this show is dramatically happy. I'm gonna go with happy.
muzzle was put on.
I'm gonna go with happy.
Obviously. A month after the February stakes,
Ooh.
King Halo ran in the Takamatsu Nomiya Kinen on March 26, 2000. He ran on the outside in the middle of the group throughout the race until the final stretch. He was in 12th place when he came out of the corner, so the announcer didn't bother to call his name. In fact, the announcer did
Damn,
not
really?
mention King Halo's name until the last few seconds of the race. The prideful
Ooh, yo,
king
bro was
refused to go
turning
down
up,
without a fight
bro. What the
and
heck?
began accelerating as hard as he could. With every gallop, King Halo forced his opponents to acknowledge his presence as he passed each and every one of them.
Oh my
In less
god,
than
yo, she was
200 meters,
cooking the
King
fuck out
Halo
of
went
that.
from
Hold up,
and
hold
began
up.
Nomiya Kinen on March 26, 2000. He ran on the outside in the middle of the group throughout the race until the final stretch. He
And
was
bro,
in
like,
12th
look at how far she is, man. Look at how far she, like, from here to there.
place when he came out of the corner, so the announcer didn't bother to call his name.
That is
In fact, the
wild.
announcer did not mention King Halo's name until the last few seconds of the race. The prideful
Yo, she
king
was just
refused to
on
go down
demon
without a
time,
fight
bro.
and began accelerating as hard as he could. With every gallop, King Halo forced his opponents
Yo,
to
she was
acknowledge his
moving
presence as he
different.
passed each and every one of them. In less than 200 meters, King Halo went from 12th place to first, winning the
Bro.
Takamatsu no Miya Kinen. The crowd exploded in excitement. Everyone was cheering. He did it!
Yo,
Finally
that
won
is
the G1.
insane.
After 10 crushing defeats in G1
Oh,
races, King
damn,
Halo
man.
has finally won. Masahiro Sakaguchi was moved to tears. Fun fact, Yuichi Fukunaga was also participating in this race. He was riding the second place horse, Divine Light,
Oh,
and watched King Halo pass him by at the very last second. King Halo would continue
dang,
to
bro.
race 6 more times in the year 2000. Unfortunately, he would go on another losing streak and even lost his second attempt at the Sprinter Stakes, which was the same
Really?
distance as the Takamatsu no Miya Kinen. After the Sprinter Stakes, he tried racing in the Mile Championship once again, but finished in 7th place while watching Agnes Digital steal the win from the very back of the group
Oof,
and
that
overtook
is
every
rough,
horse in
man.
less than 200 meters.
And the way she
King
was
Halo's final
moving
race
at that,
would be at the
like,
Arima Kinen. Despite the year's poor performance, the people did not forget his G1 victory back in March and voted him in
nah,
as
bro,
the ninth most
that
popular, so
honestly,
he
bro,
could have
that was
one last chance at
wild.
glory.
Coming from
His
12th
opponents
to
at this year's
1st.
Arima Kinen were exceptionally strong, so King Halo was in the very back when the race started. He
Mm.
stayed there through the entire middle leg and was barely able to close the distance upon entering the final corner. Coming from the
NTR is
far
also
outside,
here.
King Halo made the last explosive spurt of his career at the 200-meter remaining mark. With all of his might,
Oh my
he
god, yo, she was up against wild beast, bro.
stayed there through the entire middle leg and was barely able to close the distance upon entering the final corner.
Wait, is this damn, is this the race from the movie?
Coming from the far outside, King Halo
Yeah, I
made
think
the
it is.
last explosive spurt of his
But like,
career.
brother, look at who
At the
she is
200
up against. She got NTR, Meisho Dodo, the freaking Overlord, and Stay Gold.
100-meter remaining mark. With
But
all
forgive
of
me
his
if I'm
might,
wrong,
he
but
dashed towards the
I'm
goal
still
while
kind
passing
of
9 other
getting there
competitors
on the
and finished
names.
in 4th place. Soon after, King Halo retired with a career record of 6 wins out of 27 races.
Mm.
His reign was finally over. After
Damn, bro,
King Halo
that
was
is
moved to Yushu Stallion Station,
crazy.
back in his hometown to begin breeding activities. A king cannot leave his throne without an heir. Given
Fair
his
enough.
incredible pedigree and cheap fees due to a mediocre career record, King Halo had more than 100
Hey,
breeding partners every year
Hold up, bro. Hold up.
and was ranked as the 5th leading sire in 2004. Over the course of his life as a stallion, he produced 1,319 foals, and
Ah,
over
damn, bro got
500 of them were winning
busy.
races.
Ah, damn.
Coincidentally, one of his most successful foals was named Kawakami Princess, who achieved the double crown when she won the
Kawakami.
Japanese Oaks and the Shuka Show in 2006. His
Alright.
son, Loro Guerrero, followed in his father's hoofsteps by achieving victory at the Takamatsu no Miya
Yo,
Kinen
I
and
love
the
it when
Sprinter
he
Stakes.
says hoof
King
steps.
Halo is also the maternal grandfather of Equinox, son of Kita-san Black, and was rated as the
Really?
world's best racehorse in 2023. Additionally,
Also, bro,
King
Kita-san
Halo's
Black.
offspring are said to be
Kita-san Black. We should be going to season 3 right after Cinderella Great Core 2. And yeah, just a quick little note there.
weak during the summer and strong during winter months, just like their
Aw.
father. On March 19, 2019, King Halo passed away at the age of 24 while at Yushun Stallion Station. No major
Damn.
complications were found, and it's believed that he died of natural causes from old age. He would be buried at Yushun Memorial Park in the company of other famous horses, such as Oguri Cap, Mayano Top Gun, and Narita Bryan.
Dude, that is
Although his career was
so
not as
tough,
impressive
man.
as his peers, King Halo left his mark in history by becoming the second highest ranked horse in the Smile classification. Only one other horse in history has a better average ranking than King Halo, Narita Bryan. Unlike the
Really?
distances we're used to in the game, the Smile classification is divided into 5 categories: sprint, mile, intermediate, long, and extended. It was adopted internationally in 1986, and Japan would soon follow suit when they switched to the international standards around the year 2000. Just as how we explored the conditions of one's birth with Seiyun Sky, King Halo's story also teaches us the same lesson, but from the opposite spectrum.
Aw.
Being born wealthy or into a good family doesn't guarantee success. You still have to struggle and endure hardships.
Mm-hmm.
Only after falling can you pick yourself up. King Halo is proof that perseverance eventually prevails. He will be remembered as a horse of the golden generation with an indomitable will. Like every other king
Yeah,
before
dude.
him, King Halo's offspring will carry on his legacy. UMA MUSUME Pretty Derby keeps his amazing tale alive. Long live the king.
This is why Pretty Derby is so freaking good, man. Nice. Alright, another amazing video from Young with Doggy. Oh, dude, I love these UMA MUSUME lore videos because I get to learn so much more about the characters that I'm watching, which I love, man. And like the overall like history about like horses as well. We kind of learn more about it in depth. So there's also a plus to that. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy my reaction to King Halo, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.